So I want to propose a new formulation of extroversion and introversion. It's going to be slightly different from Jung's original definition. Jung's original definition was something like extroversion corresponds to attention to the object itself, whereas introversion corresponds to attention to the impression formed on the subject by the object. The first problem I see with Jung's definition is something he himself noticed, which is that there is no clear separation between what we call the subject and what we call the object, since everything is being filtered through the psyche of the subject. So this is something that gets played out along materialist assumptions, which are that there is the world of dimensions and extensions out there, and we have access to this world through empirical measurement, and that meaning, purpose, and unity are epiphenomena imposed on the outside world by the subject post hoc. This is actually the problem with Jung's work in general. By locating the archetypes in the collective unconscious, reality remains just as flat for the Jungian as for the Darwinist or any other atheistic materialist type. The solution is to understand man as a microcosm, which is to say that the way in which a person exists is the same pattern that allows anything to exist. A very basic version of this pattern is that everything has a unity and a multiplicity to it. For anything that exists, there is something about it that can allow us to recognize it as one thing, despite its being composed of many parts. This works for a cup just as well as for a human person. My proposal is that introverted cognition is a movement of attention towards the unity of reality, and extroverted cognition is a movement of attention towards the multiplicity of reality. This definition can accommodate what Jung's original definition could explain, as well as other patterns that type theorists have noticed, patterns which are difficult to explain using Jung's definition alone. The unity versus multiplicity formulation works for Jung's definition by taking the human person as a unity surrounded by the vast multiplicity of the outside world. We can see how this pattern plays out if we imagine a house. The extroverted person enjoys time outside the house, meeting new people, making new friends, and inviting guests over for coffee or dinner with the family. The emphasis is on multiple interactions. The introverted person enjoys spending time alone or with her spouse in her bedroom, and with close friends and family. The emphasis is on the single relationship of quality in the upper room, which is the source of unity for the entire house. The traditional Jungian reading explains this situation perfectly well. The introvert is interested in forming her impressions of the object, so she recedes into the inner rooms. The extrovert, who is interested in the things in themselves, can spend more time with the things outside the home because he is not weighed down by the need to form an inner image. However, where the traditional Jungian definitions break down is when we have unities not as obviously connected to a subjective identity as the house in our previous example is. So here's a dumb, stereotypical example. An extroverted sensing type, like an ISFP or an ESFP, might choose an outfit that's very bright and flashy, whereas an introverted sensing type, like an ESTJ or an ISTJ, might pick an outfit that's more muted and that won't clash with anyone else's outfit. With the one and many definition, this is very easy to explain. The type with extroverted sensing is interested in the aspect of the outfit which is multiple, its parts, its texture, color, shape, etc. These are the factors relevant in their decision, thus leading the extroverted sensing type to choose the outfit with the most appealing parts. Its color, for example, leading to them choosing a very flashy outfit. The introverted sensing type, on the other hand, is attentive to how the outfit comes into one. The introverted sensing type doesn't want any one part of the outfit, like its color, to stand out too brightly and disrupt the overall aesthetic unity of the outfit. This unity could also apply to the context in which the outfit will be worn. The aesthetic unity of the occasion for the outfit will be of special relevance for the introverted sensing type. It's really not obvious here how choosing the muted outfit could be considered a preference for the impression that the outfit forms upon the subject. There is nothing that's necessarily more subjective in caring about the aesthetic unity of a cocktail party as opposed to caring about the dress itself. So that's the basic argument. We don't need to talk about subject and object. We can just talk about unity and multiplicity. I think this helps make sense of a lot of problems in Jung's type theory, especially the way intuition and feeling are understood. I should also say that this isn't completely new. I first became aware of this idea through Celebrity Types, now IDR Labs, and Michael Pierce, I know, has developed this idea. This is just a more complete formulation of that idea, and I believe that it works well enough that we can get rid of the subject-object definition.